Good evening and welcome to our continued coverage from News Geelong here on Channel 31. The Potato Shed Theatre's ever popular morning showtime season returns next Tuesday, offering a wide range of toe-tapping, old-time entertainment and a delicious morning tea, with the Grumpy Old Men's travelling rock and roll laughter show. From the world of Geelong sport, the beginning of a new club is always an exciting time, and the Springdale Soccer Club is no exception. And from the weather scene, sparkling Larni Salathiel with updates on whether it will be sunshine or showers over the weekend. Opening tonight's bulletin, Belmont teacher Michael Lawrence and his son Pete found a message in a bottle that has ignited worldwide interest after it was discovered that the message in the bottle was thrown overboard by a Chinese sailor some 5 years ago, somewhere between Argentina and Spain, as Nathan Currie reports.
Now, first of all, boys, how did you find the bottle?
We were just walking along the rocks near the lawn along the Great Ocean Road, and we found it.
And where did the bottle actually come from?
Well, it appears it's come from mainland China. When we got it translated, they had a province, a city and a town, a village actually, and the guy who translated it said he was familiar with that particular province. You know, it actually existed, and so he seemed to think that it had probably come from mainland China.
Have you spoken to any experts about how the bottle got to around lawn, or how old is the letter? Or?
Not actually us, but pretty much all the TV stations and the Addy and stuff did it for us.
Yeah, they had someone from the CSIRO who said that there were certain ocean currents that could take it from China and down. One of them was down around Queensland, the Queensland coast, and out to the Indian Ocean and then back again. And then we saw something else that someone had done that said there were currents that could have taken it off the Western Australian coast, but they seemed to think it was plausible that it could do that. I think they said it'd take about 2 years in the water to do it though.
And what about the theory that it may have been like thrown off a boat passing by through the Bass Strait?
I thought of that, but the only thing that made me discount that was I just thought anyone on a boat can, they're meeting people all the time. Every, so many weeks they must come into a new port and so on, whereas this one was, want to connect, want to make friend. If you're a sailor or something on a boat, you're doing that all the time, I would imagine. So,
Hard not to.
Yeah, and the fact that the address, apparently that province isn't even on the coast in China, it's actually quite a way inland. So those kind of things made me think it's probably not a sailor on a ship or something.
Thank you, Nathan. It certainly puts new meaning to that 1979 song by the Police, Message in a Bottle. Many stories, many cultures and many languages at your library is a series of sessions presented by experienced language teachers, free of charge, across the Geelong Regional Library Corporation, as our Luke Wierzbowski reports.
As of February, the Geelong Regional Library Corporation has launched the 12 Months of Language Experience, a program that brings international cultures to children and students. Each month, a different language and culture will be explored through stories and activities in Geelong libraries, which started with Chinese at the Geelong West Library in February.
Really, it's about everybody getting together and enjoying some stories in other languages and celebrating that diversity. It's actually a partnership between the Department of Education and the library, and the Department of Education are sourcing skilled teachers who are proficient in the languages that are being promoted, and what happens is we organise the story times. The Education Department provide the personnel, and children and parents and carers and children from schools are invited to come and participate in the story time.
After Chinese in February, the program moved on to Australian Sign Language in March, and here at Newcomb Library, Italian in April, Japanese in May, French in June, and Australian Indigenous languages in July, before the program continues and then ends in January.
After Italian story time in May, we're having Japanese story time in the community, and that's going to be based at our Corio Library out in Cox Road in Norlane. And French story time in June will be featured, and that will be at our newly refurbished Belmont Library.
Luke Wierzbowski, News Geelong.
Of course, there was a lot more going on inside Susan Connor's head than anyone ever knew or even suspected. There had to be, or else her suicide attempt wouldn't have surprised anyone. And on the morning of October 11th, Susan swallowed the contents of a bottle of sleeping pills she'd found in her mother's bathroom.
Thus begins the story of a potential suicide victim who lies in a coma at a hospital. Music Box Theatre Company, in association with Headspace Barwon and the City of Greater Geelong, is presenting the impacting story of The Girl in the Mirror at the Geelong Courthouse Youth Arts Centre, as Meryl Friend reports.
I'm here at the Courthouse Theatre where the Music Box Theatre Company are putting on their next show called The Girl in the Mirror. Now, often a night at the theatre means a good laugh or a toe-tapping song. This one's a bit more thought-provoking. I suppose it's a reflection of our life today and some subject matter that a lot of people don't want to talk about.
Girl in the Mirror is about Susan Connors, a 17-year-old teenager who attempts suicide, and I think that's the important part of it, is that the attempts of suicide. It looks at the hows and the whys and whether or not she should go through with it, and at the end of the play the audience basically are left to come up with whether she does or she doesn't.
So this is in conjunction, it's happening at the same time with Youth Week and Barwon Headspace and other organisations. So there's also a forum after the show, I believe.
That's right. We've got professional consultants coming in to speak with the audience, and the cast will be there to answer any questions. And we've also had a lot of support from Headspace, Barwon Health throughout the whole rehearsal process, just to make sure that we're on the right track.
You know, it's kind of funny.
What is?
Mixing you up with Samantha.
Oh, please, I'm so embarrassed.
You shouldn't be. I'm the one who should be embarrassed. I'm not sorry it happened, though.
Really?
Really? What year are you in?
Year 10? What sign are you?
Capricorn. Is that good?
The coffee or being a Capricorn?
Being a Capricorn.
I don't know much about it. I was just talking.
So the dates of the show?
We open tonight on the 16th and tomorrow the 17th, and then we've got 3 day shows, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday for schools, and then Friday night and Saturday our final night.
And people can book through GPAC?
They can book through GPAC, and there will be tickets available at the door on the night.
From inside the Courthouse Theatre, Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. And a reminder, viewers, at the completion of each performance of Girl in the Mirror, the audience are invited to stay for an open discussion with some of the cast and specialist professional consultants regarding this community impacting story. You're with News Geelong, Friday edition, here on Channel 31, as we go to a break and return with more news after this.